pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we come to you today thankful for all of the things that you've done for us and thankful for all of the things that you will do. I ask you, Father, to put the right words in my mouth, the right actions in my heart, so that we could move this town forward. As we leave today, I'd ask you to give traveling grace to all of our people here, and just let us work in a manner that is pleasing to you. These things we pray in your Son's name, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Jill, we have a roll call, please.
Scott? Here. Houston?
Here.
Harris? Day?
Here.
Wells?
Here.
Okay, at this time, we're at public comments on the agenda. Does anyone have any public comments on the agenda?
I have a comment. I'd like to make a motion, because I see what we're going to discuss, finances. This is review of city finances. I'd like to make a motion that we add an investigative audit to this agenda, because if we're going to work on being transparent, if we're going to tell the citizens that we're going to work on building trust for the citizens, due to the fact that we was just broke about several months ago, or being told that we was broke a couple months ago, I think that in order for us to really get a true picture of our finances, I'll make a motion that we have an investigative audit to the agenda.
Okay, Councilman Lewis, I'm going to ask you to hold your motion. I am going to talk about a forensic audit under the mayor's report. So after you hear my comments, then if you want to make your motion at that time, we certainly can. But I am in favor of a investigative audit. So if you'd like to defer your motion for a little bit, is that all right with you, sir?
Now I want to make a motion that we add it to the agenda.
Okay, all right. There's a motion on the floor by Councilman Wells to add an investigative audit to the agenda. Is there a second?
Well, the mayor says she's gonna bring it up, so I'm trying to figure out why we won't make a motion to add it to the agenda.
Wait to see what she has.
We can do it at the same time. Why can't y'all do it y'all way?
Okay, so motion fails for lack of a second. Are there any other public comments on the agenda?
Can we add? I'm so sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Are you sure? Sure. Could we add an investigatory team for our city council to go to the group that is responsible for receiving our share from Madison Parish, the $120 million, now that the judge has been ordered to be executed, that traffic judge?
Okay, so right now, ma'am, we're on adding comments to the agenda. So do you have an item that you want to add?
Well, could we add a request for a committee from the city council to investigate and find where our money is for our share of the $60 billion? Because Madison Parish received $20 billion. So I was thinking.
I'm gonna stop you there and I'm gonna go ahead and ask the council, is there a motion to add the item that the young lady asked for to the agenda?
I make a motion to add the citizens' complaint for investigative committee being formed to look into the finances that she says owes to Madison Parish.
Okay, we have a proper motion. Is there a second? Your motion died for lack of a second. Mr. Barber?
Just an observation. I see where the public comments were taken off the agenda at the bottom.
That's actually, that shouldn't be there, so I'll make sure that that's added. Everybody will get a chance. Is there anyone else that had any public comments on the agenda?
Well, I make a motion we add public comment back to the agenda.
Okay, I can tell you now that was a typo, so, but if you want to add, make a motion to add public comments to the agenda, we have a proper motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, properly motion by Councilman Wells to add public comments to the agenda. The second by Ms. Day. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Okay, any other public comments on the agenda?
Now, I have a comment, Interim Mayor Lewis. For the sake of order, is it possible if we have the chief to sit at the back of the room? And the reason why I say that is because of this. Now,
Okay, so we're gonna stop this right now.
Let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish. That means nothing. But what is happening is that means like in a council meeting. What I'm saying is, because what is happening, because the chief has started now commenting on things that are council items. And he's the parliamentarian. So there's things that as the chief, he should not be commenting on. So I think that what is happening, because he's sitting up here beside us, he feel like he should participate in the discussion of the council. And at the last meeting, him and the attorney was mumbling the entire time while the meeting was going on. So I know you all have a side with it, but I think that he can take his name tag and put a desk or something to the side. Though he still can have his name plate, he's still part of the meeting. But by being here at the last meeting, him and the attorney talked the entire meeting.
Can I say something, Mayor? Okay,
Okay, I'm gonna stop this now, okay? What's going to happen is I am gonna make some changes on where everybody sits. We'll have that at the next meeting, and I think everybody will be okay with my changes.
Can I still say something though?
I would appreciate if you would just let the matter go, Chief.
All right.
Okay. Any more public comments on the agenda? Okay, if not, we'll move to item number 5, approve the occupational license for Joseph Williamson, Superior Service Savior. Is he, ma'am, if you come forward and tell us your name?
My name is Janice Williamson.
Hi, Dennis, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm fine.
We want to start this Superior Service Savior
Okay.
pressure washer business.
Is it pressure washing houses or
Houses, concrete, driveways.
commercial businesses as well?
We're gonna get into that, we're just getting started.
So right now residential. Okay. Does anyone on the council have any questions? Okay, if not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the occupational license for Joseph Williamson, Superior Surface Savior.
Second.
Who motions?
So move.
Second.
Okay, properly motion by Councilman Wells and second by Ms. Houston. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So what you need to do is come back, maybe tomorrow morning, speak with Vanessa. She'll walk you through the rest of the paperwork and, we'll get going.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, next item on the agenda is the approval of the alcohol license for Joe Cooper and Mr. Johnny Henderson, Country Boy Foods and Venue Center.
Council? Mayor?
How you doing, sir?
My name is Joe Cooper. I'm here for a low volume of alcohol for my venue. I own Country Boy, my partner and I, we own Country Boy Foods and Tallulah, and the Uptown Banquets and stuff like this here. So the thing is that we like to serve low volume alcohol with the meals and stuff like this here.
So, Mr. Cooper and Mr. Henderson have actually taken over the old skating rink. And that is the building that they are operating out of now. They've got a distribution company that they sell their barbecue and their different sauces and such, right?
Hot sauces, yeah.
Right. And then they've also made a portion of it into another venue center for individuals in our community who want to have events or whatever the case may be. They'll have some catering in there, and so I'm understanding that this license is for low volume alcohol as well.
Yes.
Okay, is there any questions from anyone on the council? No? Okay. Not, then I'll entertain a motion to approve the alcohol license for Joe Cooper and Mr. Henderson for Country Boy Foods.
Okay, my only concern, I just thought about it. You do have Delta Head Start. Have you all checked to see how far you all have to be in relationship to the Head Start school and the daycare that's right across?
Yes, I do know the distance. The thing is that we'll have repasses during the day. Evening time is mostly when they're use of the low volume.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm just gonna make sure. Okay.
So, motion?
Motion.
Okay, motion by Ms. Day, second by Mr. Scott. All in favor say aye. Any opposed?
Thank you.
Mr. Cooper, you'll come and see Vanessa tomorrow so that she can give you whatever paperwork you need to have.
All right,
okay?
thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. Okay, next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes of the June 25th regular meeting with corrections.
Approve the minutes with, for June 25th, 2025, regular meeting with corrections.
Okay, it's been moved by Ms. Houston. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Day. All in favor say aye. Any opposed?
My only concern about it, when are we gonna actually have the attorney to draft the letter and have it sent to the parties that is involved with those finances?
And I did ask that question to you. You're talking about the demand letter to Mr. Jones?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I got a letter, an email late this afternoon. Looks like the letter has been sent. I hadn't had a chance to look at it. It's dated Wednesday, July 9th. I'm not sure if you guys have received it or not, because I hadn't got it and I asked her late this afternoon. So, we'll acknowledge that there has definitely been a time lapse since this was supposed to be done.
So what type of corrective action are we gonna do? Because see, and the reason why I'm bringing that up is from the simple fact that we're taking strong actions against our citizens for not doing what they're supposed to do.
Mhm.
But we're allowing city employees to go on forever and not do what they're supposed to do. That was supposed to be done 2 months ago when it comes to that demand letter.
Okay.
And if an email came late this evening, that's still violating what the council directed over a month and a half ago.
Okay.
Because what's supposed to happen before the letter was sent, it's going to be sent to each council person for us to see what was actually sent.
Okay. So if there is a collective action that you all would like to take as a council, we certainly can entertain that.
But I made the motion several weeks ago to fire the attorney for not doing what was asked of her by the entire council.
Well, I think maybe what we can do is at our next meeting, have the attorney here, have her answer her own questions herself. And at that time, if that's still the action that the council wants to take, then so be it.
She's been here and gave us an answer. She said it was in draft form at two meetings. So how long do we allow people to say something in draft form before we take action? We told the citizens, if you don't do this by such and such time, this is gonna happen to you.
Right, and so what I'm saying is at the next meeting, she'll be here, she can answer the questions, and if the council wants to take any action that you guys want to, then you can. Okay? So, yes, sir.
I noticed you say if she will be here next meeting. To my understanding, according to the law snap, that when a new administration take over, those individuals should be reappointed. So at the first meeting,
So this
which
is, I'm sorry, go ahead.
at the first meeting, which this will be your first meeting. So
Let me stop you. I checked into it.
Yeah, this is
But
not a new
what the law
administration.
states is that it has to be after an election. So there was no election, so by not being an election, those that, even though they didn't come, the attorney came before the appointment, you don't have to nominate anybody else. It said when there's a new election, when election is taking place, then you make the nominations for those different individuals to be appointed. So it hasn't been an election, it's an appointment. So those people still stay in place.
my apologies.
No, no worries. So I'm just filling the unexpired term of Mayor Middleton. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so I think we were on the approval of the minutes for June 25th. We had a proper motion and second.
Yes.
All in favor say aye.
No.
Any opposed?
Yeah, no.
Okay. Mr. Odom, I think you have 3 yeas and 1 nay on approval of the minutes from June 25th.
Thanks.
Okay, let's move to the July 10th minutes. Approve the minutes of the July 10th regular meeting.
I can make a motion that we approve the minutes of July 25 regular meeting.
Okay, proper motion.
Second.
Okay, it's been motioned by Mr. Scott and second by Ms. Houston to approve the minutes. I'm sorry, to approve the minutes of the July 10th, 2025 regular meeting. All in favor say aye. Any opposed?
I oppose because of the fact that we gave a company a 45-day extension to complete a project.
Okay,
And we don't give our citizens extensions.
Let's make sure that Councilman Wells' nay is recorded as well as his statement behind.
That we gave, my statements, we gave a company a 45-day extension, even though they started the project late, but we don't extend the same courtesy to our citizens.
Let's move on to the approval of the minutes of the July 17, 2025 special meeting.
Correction, on the roll call vote, Will's name is not on the last one. Will's name was omitted.
I saw it.
Okay. Okay, any other corrections?
What number?
On the last page,
I don't see it.
On the second page where it talks about under the advice of the attorney, Mayor Pro Tem, we're talking about the July 17th minutes.
Now, the only concern I have in regards to this, I don't know how Ms. Day feels about it, but I think, I know the council's not gonna back me, but I think we should consider another mayor pro tem. And no disrespect. And what I'm saying is, because if something were to happen, and God forbid, that's not what I'm saying, and we have a situation like we did a couple weeks ago, the mayor pro tem is supposed to officially take over the duties of the mayor. And Councilwoman Day says she clearly does not want to do day-to-day operations. So if that's the case, then I would ask for Councilmember Day to remove herself as mayor pro tem and allow the council to appoint somewhere else. Because if I'm gonna serve in that capacity, I have to be willing to fulfill the responsibilities that it entails. And it's not just that I wanna serve as the director of the meetings, but in case something happens, the mayor pro tem has to fill in the day-to-day operations. So would you willing to do that now?
I will, do the duties of the mayor pro tem.
So if,
That is, taking over the meeting and doing whatever the mayor instructed me to do.
And I think the rules are that it can go to a council member, it goes down. But I think that, an ordinary person can also be appointed, so that doesn't mean that she has to do that.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the first order of business, according to Robert's Rules of Order and the Larson Act, if the mayor is unable to fulfill their obligations, whether it's mental or physical disability, or there's a vacancy in the office of the mayor, the law states that the mayor pro tem assumes those responsibilities.
Until the person is
As a point,
appointed.
right?
So someone has been appointed.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not talking about the appointment, okay? What I'm saying is, as the mayor pro tem, so even if there was something that happens in the one that's appointed, is unable to fulfill the rest of the term or finish it. So I'm saying, since Councilwoman Day says she does not want to assume, or she said it last week, that she didn't want to assume those responsibilities.
As the mayor.
Right, so if something, we have another vacancy as the mayor, are you saying you're willing to fulfill those
I'm
responsibilities?
not gonna step down, that's what I'm.
Okay, so why don't we do this? I think Councilman Wells wants to make
Yeah,
a,
whatever, but I'm not stepping down.
I think Councilman
That's it all.
Wells wants to add something to the agenda to select another mayor pro
Oh,
tem.
no, I got my answer.
Okay. So we are on approval minutes of the July 17th special meeting.
Motion to approve the meetings of July 17th, special meeting,
With the correction.
with corrections.
Okay.
It's been properly motioned by Ms. Houston, second by Mr. Scott. Please, let me finish. Thank you. Okay, it's been properly motioned by Ms. Houston, second by Mr. Scott. Are there any comments?
Comment.
Mr. Wilson?
Properly motion by whom?
Ms. Houston, second by Mr. Scott. And now we have Mr. Wilson, he's been recognized there.
I want to make sure that the record reflect my comment, during the time of the council. I haven't looked at the minutes, so I want to make sure that record reflect all of the comments that I made at the last meeting.
So typically they wouldn't be on there, but because you're asking now, we certainly can add those to those minutes.
Okay, is there a recording from the last
Yes.
meeting? Okay, thank you.
And Mr. Wilson, afterwards, if you would like to leave me an email address, we'll make sure that you get a copy of those to see that your comments are on there. Okay. All right, so we have a proper motion and second. All in favor say aye. Any opposed?
No.
Okay, so now we are on number 10, which is approve the letters of engagement for the FY 24-25 City of Tallulah audit. So before we begin discussing this, I just want to tell you that these engagement letters are for obviously 24-25, that's the previous fiscal year. There is something called a compliance questionnaire that needs to be filled out and signed off on by the council before the audit is done. And that compliance questionnaire just asks different questions about whether or not we have complied with different things that we're supposed to do, whether it's budgeting or bids, our ethics, those sorts of things. So that compliance questionnaire will be given to council members prior to the audit being done. I spoke with John Murray today because Councilman Wells had mentioned that he thought that there was some sort of form where the council could fill out areas that they wanted audited. And while there is no form for that, Mr. Murray did say that he can, if the council would like to put together some sort of document for things that you all would like to look at in the audit, that certainly can be looked at. Whether it's going to be outside of the normal scope and whether it's going to be any more money, that's something that definitely can be looked at. Yes, sir.
Okay, this is my question when it comes to that. Why is LaPorte the only company that we consider to do our annual audit? And the reason why I'm questioning that is because of the fact that at the end of the audit the previous year,
Vanessa.
let's go ahead.
I was just going to ask for some more. Go ahead. I'm done.
Because at the end of the previous fiscal year, Mr. Murray stated that we had 2.9 or some between 4 and 9 million, 2.9 million dollars left for the city's discretion. And nowhere in this audit did he indicate that the city was facing a financial crisis. And he indicated several things that had happened in that audit that we as a council stated that was the administration, not the council, that you all stated that y'all was gonna correct. Those corrections have never come before the council. In his audit, he never indicated, and Mr. Oldham producing the finances, no one said that we was on the verge of being broke. So 3 months after Mr. Murray does his audit presentation, the mayor sends a letter saying the city is broke. We're in financial distress. So if the person that we select to do our audit didn't see that when they're looking at their finances, either Mr. Murray doesn't know what he's doing, or he's covering for certain things, or the mayor was not truthful, or his administration was not truthful in their stance to the citizens. So if we had $2.something million at the end of the fiscal year, and 3 months later, we have no money for city services, and we come back and get the same company, and if he missed that, that means we definitely look at somebody else. Or the letter to the community saying that we are broke was a hoax. So I'm saying what we need to do is get another company. Because if our auditor missed that financial situation, something's wrong with that. And then if you come back and pick this same person, that means something's going on. And as a mayor, interim mayor, we should be presented different individuals. Because when I questioned Mr. Murray in regards to the audit, he would never give me a direct answer about stuff that's in the paper, in the report. And I understand what he's doing, he's protecting certain individuals. So if he did not identify that we was on the verge of having a financial collapse, like we did when the mayor sent that letter out weeks ago, that means he missed it. Or we're not telling the people the truth. So I suggest that we get another firm. What I think should happen, is that we bring a list of CPAs to the council. I know the mayor gets to make the final decision, but I think we should bring a list of firms to the council. And then we begin to talk to those different firms about what they're gonna be doing. Instead of picking the same company over and over again to give us the same spiel over and over again. And they mentioned several things about cash deposits not being made on time. We got individuals not having receipts for credit card payments. Don't know meals or whatever is for business or personal purposes. Those corrections have never come before us. We have never told the council these are the steps that we're gonna do to rectify those problems. So we're continuing the same mess that got us in trouble. So if we're gonna try to do things different, LaPorte should not be the company we looking at to do the city audit. That's just my personal opinion. Because either they missed it or we lied to the citizens.
So Councilman Wells did also send an email to that same effect. He suggested that the council look at different companies. This is actually a decision for the council. If you guys want to approve these engagement letters, you're more than welcome to. The council wants to go out for requests for proposals or qualifications from other accounting firms or auditing firms, then you all can do that. So it is the council's pleasure.
And see, this is what gets me, is that these things should come before the council, like you sent out on Tuesday. And like I said, you don't really have time to even really dive into what the engagement letter is saying. So when I read it, I see different things that they're supposed to do. And that's not happening. So I'm saying, if we're gonna look at getting auditing firms, don't give me information on a Tuesday and then say let's vote on a Thursday. That's not enough time. Because I'm gonna read it. I'm not just gonna look at it, come in and say, yes, let's do it. So what I think we should start doing is take it off the agenda and say, do you all know CPA firm that we can reach out to and see if they'll be interested in our audit? Because if we're trying to do things differently, so you said you're gonna be transparent, we're gonna do things differently than what the previous administration did. But you're going to the same company that has done the audit for the last 6 years. So what are we doing different?
So, as I've said, this is a decision that the council can make. We've used LaPorte. Okay, yes, ma'am. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. I wanted to add something in support of what Councilmember Wells is saying.
Okay.
Last year, I turned in because someone had told me that she had actually seen, and she took a photo of it with her phone, that the mayor, a previous mayor, had taken $1 million out. And I turned it over to the legislative auditor, which she had given to me. And that actually resulted in them finding the $1 million that a previous mayor had taken out. But the Governor Edwards, had taken a $1.1 billion bribe from Caldwell Newman's
Okay,
Coconut
I'm
County.
gonna stop you there because we're talking about a specific.
Right, but I have a point on the specific thing that he's specifically addressing. When that money came out, one of the things that shows is that this comes from Tallulah, it comes from Madison Parish, but it comes from Tallulah, Louisiana. When we received that $120 billion, it
Okay,
was out
I'm gonna
there.
stop you there, ma'am, all right? We're talking about the engagement letter. However, I feel like if you have any issues that you think something has been done wrong, then we can certainly help you find whatever agency you need to report that to. Just a second, Councilman Wells, I'm not done yet.
It's
I was
about,
saying I was breathing.
it's about the fact that when you have these people come in, not only did they not recognize that we had this money out there, it didn't show up as fraudulently being removed. I also had turned in that the money was being removed in the hospital, which is Tallulah based.
Okay,
And they didn't catch it, but the legislative auditors did, and the governor did as well, because I
Okay.
turned it into the new governor, and he acted where the previous governor did not. But this
Okay.
is my point. That's our money, and you should be able to see that money, and we should be able to see that money. And somewhere in this process, judicial award monies are not showing up for you to look at. Somebody is curating what is being shown. And that's like me getting former Justice O'Connor fired because she was taking a $1.1 billion bribe going back to 1984. Caldwell Newman's accounts have been somehow stuck in some CGI deletion bin. Some method of something
okay,
is.
ma'am, I think you've gone a little bit off topic here, so, but we do appreciate your comments and everything. So, as Councilman Wells has said, he is of the opinion that he would like to see the council look at different auditing firms. I don't happen to have any problem with LaPorte. I think the problem that we need to address is the corrective actions that he talked about, the things that we need to do to correct things in our audit. I think that's something that in-house, we need to bring before the council, show them what we're going to do. However, I'm still speaking, sir. So,
Who says?
okay.
I can raise my hand. It's not gonna be a matter of you trying to
Okay.
shake me down.
I'm still speaking. So, where we are now, where we are now is, would the council like to approve these engagement letters, or would you guys like to go and look at other auditing firms?
Madam Chair, may I speak?
Yes.
This is my objection to Laporte, okay? And I understand why you all want to stay with Laporte. There was another entity that utilized Laporte for their finances. And when he audited those finances, he never indicated nothing that was majorly wrong.
Okay.
However, when another CPA firm came in and really looked at what was happening, they identified all kinds of discrepancies. So what Laporte does is protect whoever's paying them. So I understand why we want to use Laporte, because his reports are never going to indicate any wrongdoing.
So, may I ask you a
I was
question?
speaking.
Okay.
So if we're going to continue to use the same companies, that means we're really not trying to change how the city operates. So if we're going to continue to use Laporte, who for the past 3 years since I've been here, has indicated major inefficiencies of us as a council, of the city's administration, of deposits not being made in a timely manner. You got city credit cards being used for things that's not documented. You got council members that been paid for travel that's not documented. So if we continue to use them, and we don't indicate that those are really issues that need to be addressed. So I'm not just talking about doing the standard operating agreed upon procedures that he's talking about. I'm saying let's get somebody that's gonna actually look in it and see where we need to go. Because when we've been using him, he never indicated, his report stated that everything was okay. Everything was fine. He said, matter of fact, we got a $2.some million surplus. For only 3 months later, we're broke. So if we're gonna continue to use them, that means we know that they're gonna be favorable to us. And I'm only one person, and I understand how this thing is gonna happen. But my suggestion is to seek out some different firms to do the report.
To answer your question about the credit card issues and such, I don't think they've been favorable to us. I think they dogged us every time on that, and that's something that we need to fix in-house. The other thing is, if you had information on Laporte about the story that you just told, why didn't you share that with the rest of the council?
Because of the fact that I
Hold on, sir.
because I didn't know
I'm
that
still
there's gonna- I didn't know
speaking,
there's gonna be on the
sir.
agenda.
I am still
I didn't know
speaking,
there's gonna be on the
sir.
agenda.
Okay, you got that agenda yesterday,
Thank you.
okay? So you saw the engagement letters on here, okay? You had a copy of the engagement letters in your packet. You knew they were from Laporte.
I object to it.
So, what I'm saying is, if you had some differential information on Laporte, why didn't you share that with the council so that they could have that to make their decision?
Well, let me speak. I have spoke against Laporte, and you've been here for 3 years, and you sat over there. For every time Laporte has brought an audit to us,
You're not gonna answer the question.
let me finish. I have objected to them doing the audit for 3 years.
Okay,
So this is not my first time objecting to them.
never said.
You said why I didn't bring it to the council. So what I'm saying is, I have said for the longest to get another auditing company.
No, what I said was, the information that you have today about Laporte auditing someone and then someone coming behind them, I asked you, why didn't you share that information with the council so that they would have that to make a decision? Seems to me that would have been a swaying decision maker.
No, it wasn't. I'm gonna tell you why.
Well,
Because
why'd you bring it up?
let me finish. For the previous 3 years, I have objected to Laporte doing the audit.
Right.
You all have consistently ignored that. And you did it now because you got it on the agenda. And my objection to them has been noted several times. When you will come back and type the minutes up for the mayor.
Okay.
So you know I object to Laporte. That's not new to you. So I shouldn't have to tell you, well, they did this and we shouldn't get them. I've been saying from day one in my questioning, this guy's not being truthful.
So,
And the response from the council has always been, they said the audit was fine. And I said, when I asked him a question, he can't answer it. So my objection to the report, whether it's something they found on another entity or not, is not why I based my decision on it. I said from the first report I read, and I kept asking you all, why is Laporte, and I asked him, why is Laporte in every audit mentioning the Elder Street Drainage Project? I'm sure y'all try to play games. I said, why is Laporte mentioning the Elder Street Drainage Project if there's no money for that project? For 3 years, you all have said that money is gone. Don't nobody where's it. Matter of fact, you said you talked to Mr. Jamie Seals. We had a meeting, the police jury meet in the office room. That meeting, nobody knew where that money was. So then all of a sudden, July the 7th, they sent an email to you and Mayor Phillipson saying that the Elder Street Drainage Project is back on. I'm like, wait a minute. And I asked, so y'all mean to tell me somebody has lost millions of dollars for a drainage project and nobody's at arms about that? You led that. Because you said you had reached out to Mr. Jamie Seals and nobody knows where the money is. You got an email on July the 7th stating there was going to be a Zoom meeting. You gave it to us that Friday after we had a meeting that Thursday, discussing information. So when we're talking about being transparent about stuff, I believe in transparency is being, first of all, honest. I don't play games with people's lives. So these people have been flooding for 3+ years now when we say we didn't know where the funds were. So all of a sudden, we got millions of dollars from the Elder Street Drainage Project that dropped out the sky. So when you say why I didn't say to the council, I've been talking for 3 years about why I didn't trust Laporte.
okay, so my question to you was, if you brought that up about Laporte tonight,
Okay, I brought it up now, let's take them off the agenda.
okay, why didn't you share that information with the council before? It's a rhetorical question, you don't have to answer.
I will answer the reason why, because I've stated on several occasions why I did not come.
Okay.
So that's a different answer.
So, the other thing
I'm
about the
totally
Elder Street
different.
project, folks, FEMA doesn't just send you money that you can lose. That doesn't happen, okay? Grant money like that is paid typically through reimbursements. So, no money was sent to Tallulah for us to
I
lose.
said that.
So,
I said,
let's get back on.
I said, no. I said no one knew what the money was.
Okay, so I
No,
think we
no.
both had our chance
No, you said
at,
no, you made a
comments
statement like
here.
I'm
So,
something.
Mr.
So I
Wilson, you're
said no
recognized
one
to have
knew
the
where
floor,
the
sir.
money was.
Mr.
And
Wilson,
so
you're
then all of a
recognized to
sudden
have
now,
the floor,
money
sir.
pops up after Mayor Phillipson stepped down. So that's my concern.
Then you should talk to FEMA about where that
I
money
promise
comes
you I am in
from.
that meeting. I
And
promise you.
I promise you, you will. Mr. Wilson,
I
sir.
bet you bottom dollar.
Mr. Wilson, sir.
My comment goes to you, Madam Mayor, about the Elder Street project.
Okay,
Because
so right now, hold on
recognize
just
me?
1 second, okay? Hold on just 1 second. What we're going to do, okay, is stay on task here. Right now, we're talking about the engagement letters. But I promise you before this meeting is over, I will allow you to ask whatever question you want to about Ethel Street.
When you open it, you just open it up for discussion with your comment. So if you're gonna open it up for discussion, please allow me to make my comment on that as well, because I sat in the same chamber and watched you over here, and you told all the council members, including Mr. Wells, you directed to him that there was no money, none whatsoever. And then you told him to go and ask the police jurors.
No, Mr. Odom said that.
Yeah, Mr. Odom said, go ask the police jury. You swore up and down that there was no project, there was no money, etc.
I didn't say there was no project.
You said there was no money, and it kept coming up in the budget, because that had been my concern, Councilman Will's concern for quite some time, even before this new council took place. Because we knew that we had the Harlem Street project, and we kept saying, what about the Elder Street project? Because that project came before the Harlem Street project. So, and it's always been a concern with the public, and Elder Street need the project worse than Harlem Street needed, because those people continue to flood. Every time it rains, they flood. So, I mean, there's no reason that we should be hiding anything and just be upfront with the public.
Thank you for your comments, sir. Nothing is being hidden. There is a meeting with the council and FEMA, the grant organizer, and the grant liaison next week. All of those questions can be asked. You can ask where the money is, Councilman Wells, any of the other council members. There's no money that's been hidden.
What I said was money, no one knew what the money was. So when I asked the question to Jamie Seals and the other guy that came down, because when Mr. Odom said it's at the police jury, Ms. Sanders immediately called for a meeting with us. And you said that you had been reaching out to Jamie Seals and you had been communicating with him.
Mm-hmm.
So then I said, well, I reached out to him, he never responded.
Mm-hmm.
So he never responded to my call, I never got an answer. So then you said that you reached out to him, and then we also have a meeting together at the police jury. And the reason why I asked that, because it kept showing up in the audit that was done by Laporte. So when I asked Mr. Murray, why is Elder Street drainage project? Ms. Harris had a big concern about that. So I said, why? Because a lady, she always said the old lady's name. So she continued to get flooded out. So I said, why is Elder Street continuing to show up in your audit if there's nothing happening with it? He said, because there's money associated with it. That's what he said. So then when we get to discussing where is the money, when is the project gonna get on, nobody knew where it was. Nobody. And so I asked even, because Attorney Moses Williams was in that meeting. I said, so y'all need to tell me that nobody can pull an email up that was sent stating about the Elder Street Drainage Project and $1 million associated with it? I said, so nobody can find an email? Mr. Jamie Seals and that other gentleman from South Louisiana said, we don't know where it's at. Somebody dropped the ball. That's what I was talking about. Like, I said, I told Mr. Williams, that don't sound right. I said, that ain't no way in the world I lose millions of dollars for a project for my citizens and nobody's up in arms about that. Especially when people getting flooded out, they losing furniture, losing clothes, having to redo stuff. And nobody at the city was saying, we need to find out where this money at. So I kept saying, that doesn't seem right to me. So then when I get an email from you stating that they sent something to y'all on July the 7th, and then you sent to us on that Friday, I think maybe the 10th, 11th, that they had a meeting discussing the Elder Street drainage. I'm like, well, why didn't we get that when y'all first got it? Why wasn't that email forwarded to us on the same one you all received it? Why did we wait 3 days later to send it to us? And then there's discussions that's being had by individuals, then we come in on the back end of it. So that's what I'm saying. So transparency means we're gonna be all involved in this process throughout the entire process. Because those are things I wanna know what's happening from the beginning to the end. Because I wanna ask questions about this. Because you got folks that's being flooded out of their homes. They losing stuff. So then when you send an email saying now all of a sudden they done found this money, I'm like, wait, now I know this money ain't just showed up after 3 years and nobody know where it's at.
Who is they?
You, Jamie Seals.
No, who is they that found the money?
I'm trying to find who. Because you was involved in it, Mayor Finlayson, the man Jamie Seals, and whoever else was involved in it. So when I asked, you said that you spoke to Mr. Seals about that project. So when I'm saying they, I'm referring to you, Jamie Seals, and the other individuals that was involved.
Okay, so with the Apple Street project, I've reached out to Jamie Seals several times over the past probably couple of years. When is this project going to go? FEMA does not send money to you and just allow you to sit on it, lose it. That is not how grants like that happen. The email that came, I did inadvertently miss it and I did not send it to you all, which is why I went back and set up another meeting for you guys for next week so that you could have the individuals who were on that first meeting, because it was my fault, so that you guys could have an opportunity to ask questions of all of those individuals, okay? So, next Tuesday, when the meeting is, you can ask all of your questions, you can say, you know, whatever it is that you want to say, you'll have that opportunity. But what I don't appreciate, Councilman Wells, is the implication that we have done something wrong with money. You may not be saying that, okay? But the implication is there. So all I'm saying is, if you can be honest, that doesn't mean that I can't be honest, okay? I'm not saying that I won't mess up, won't make an error or anything like that. But I resent the implication of dishonesty. I really do.
Like, this is what I'm saying, okay? What I am implying is this. This is the third time you said you overlooked the email.
And it won't be the last.
And that's what I'm saying. And so each email that you said overlooked was very vital. Even when the company's sustainability partners were sending emails to you when you reached out to them and asked them about the water project, you had that communication from them for 3 months before it came to the council.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
That is not true.
The man stood in here, Ms. Lewis, and said they sent emails out to the city. You said, who did they send it to? The man looked at you left out. The man looked around, he said, you know what? I sent it to Ms. Lewis. At that time, you had walked out and you went to check your email. And they had sent it to you back in like January.
No, it was maybe a week.
No, ma'am.
Oh, go back and check it. The record is there.
Exactly. It was like January. When I talked to the guys, I said, man, when did y'all send this to them? They said, come, we sent this back months ago.
Okay.
So what I'm saying,
May I interrupt you for just one second?
I'll let you talk me finish. So what my implication is simply this. I don't like the fact that we withhold information. Because like when you get certain stuff from people, you send it out as soon as you get it. So there's no way you got an email on July 7th, and then you send it to us on July 10th. After you talked to the individual, you all had that meeting. Malfins had resigned at the time. So somebody talked to him. Somebody had a conversation with them because the meeting was scheduled for the 7th, which means somebody from the city got the email before the 7th. That means you all knew about it. So then we come to a council meeting. That should have been the time when it should have been forwarded to the council, say, council, we're going to have discussions in regards to the other street drainage project. That didn't happen. So then, after Mayor Finlayson resigns, that Thursday, we resigned that Wednesday, we had that meeting that Thursday. It never came before the council. So that Friday, when I'm at the water park with my family, I get an email coming to my phone saying, bam, Elder Street Drainage Project is back on again. It didn't come, it came before Mayor Finlayson resigned, because they signed the resignation on the 7th, on July 7th. So I'm trying to figure out how was it endorsed or notarized on July 7th, and the resignation was done on the 9th. So there's a lot of things that we're doing behind the scenes. So my implication is simply this: I believe in honesty and transparency. So when you say I'm implying something, I'm saying there's no way I got an email on the 7th that I saw that a meeting's gonna take place that I participated in. And then I sent it to the council on July, this is 7th, 8th, on July 10th.
Unless you missed it.
Did you miss the meeting? Did you miss the meeting?
I absolutely did. So, now that we've got that squared away, I think we are still on item number 10. It is up to the council if you guys would like to approve these engagement letters, or if you all would like to do requests for qualifications or proposals from other firms.
Can I say something? I have no problem with the board. I understand Mr. Wells saying that we wasn't aware of the deficit, but at the same time, Gerald, our clerk, knew of these numbers and could have informed us earlier than when we did get the notification. So I don't think the problem is LaPorte. That's just my opinion. I don't think LaPorte is gonna risk their reputation with a small municipality when they represent others that's much bigger than us. I don't think they're going to do that. There's no withholding, no information, trying to protect anybody. I don't see it as being LaPorte's problem. I don't see LaPorte being a problem. There is a problem, but I don't think it's LaPorte.
Now, Mr. Odom, I'm finna come to your defense.
That's right.
For the simple fact that I have said that things were not right, that came from you. And when I pointed it out, Councilmember Houston has always come to your defense.
I have.
So
I sure have. I always told Charles that he needed some help. I did.
But we always had him help.
What
We
happened?
had Alan Green and Williams and Cindy Tomlinson helps Mr. Odom. So now, to say Mr. Odom didn't do something, I don't like. Because I'm gonna tell you why. Because I made a motion a couple weeks ago to say let's relieve the attorney. I said, Ms. Lewis, that's, public, mayor's assistant, whatever it was going on, you changed them up. Right, so, and then I also said, Mr. Odom, and you all strongly objected to that. So, Mr. Odom, I don't blame you. I blame the council. Because you hadn't just started messing up. You have not.
So you agree?
No, he been messing up all the time.
So you agree?
Yes, I do.
So it's not important?
No, I'm gonna tell you why it's not important. But Ms.
Okay,
Odom,
okay.
your mess up has not started now. You understand? Your mess up has been going on since you've been here. And so now to try to say it's your fault is not right. So when I said let's go in a different direction, you all said no. Y'all said no. So if we want to get it right, they try to throw you under the bus now. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't like that.
May I say something, Mr. Mayor? May I say something, Mayor? Gerald, I'm not trying to throw you on the bus, I'm just being realistic. I think we should have gotten a notification way before we did that our funds were slow. I'm just being honest about it. And I'm sorry, it feels like I'm throwing you under the bus. That's all right. I mean, you should have notified us.
Mr. Odom, to your
You can answer
defense.
a lot of questions about why our finances are where they
Mr.
are.
Odom, to your defense, you told the council do not pay McManus.
Hold on just a second, Mr. Councilman Wells. What's going on?
No, you're parliamentarian.
Not doing anything. Man, please, I don't never do these three.
Okay, I'm gonna ask everyone in the audience if you would please be quiet. Okay? So that we don't have any interruptions from anyone, so that everyone can talk and be uninterrupted.
We got to stop this.
See,
We really do.
this
Okay,
is,
hold on,
Hey,
hold
hey,
on,
now.
hold on. Okay, right now, what I'm asking is for everyone in the audience, everyone, okay? No one is excluded. Let's stop, y'all. It's time out for this. It's time out for this. So please stop. Let us conduct the business of the city here. Please hold your comments. Thank you. And I'm not sure if Mr. Wells or Ms. Houston have
I'm
them.
done.
Okay.
see, this is the problem I have with that. We paid Mr. Odom $65,000. You all agreed to pay Allen Green and Williamson $60,000. So it's not just Mr. Odom's fault. For the past 8 years, we have amended that budget for the past 8 years. Mr. Odom has come every month and have reported that the finances were great. And you all signed off on it. So, when I was pointing out discrepancies in how finance was being done, I asked the council to have Mayor Phillipson to bring bills for payment to the council so we can account for monies so it wouldn't be just on Mr. Odom. Because I say Mayor Phillipson wasn't being transparent. So as a council, we decided that we didn't want that to happen. So I don't blame Mr. Odom. What I blame is the fact that the council was complicit in this mess.
So further down the agenda, we are gonna have a time for a discussion on city finances. I think that would be the more appropriate time to talk about what we're talking about now. Right now, the council needs to either make a motion to approve these letters of engagement or take some other action.
I'd like to motion to approve the letters of engagement for the 2025 City of Tallulah audit with report.
Proper motion? Proper second? Okay, Gerald, roll call vote, please.
But before he votes, Mr. Odom had went on record telling this council he told you all, do not pay that man $980,000. That was gonna hurt the city. Attorney Grady told us that we needed to pay that man by the 13th. After his advice not to do it, Mr. Scott, Miss Houston, and Miss David, you all voted to pay that man almost $1 million in 2 minutes. So to say it's his fault, now I blame him for some stuff. But that $980,000, and we still don't have the plans for that plan? We still don't have them. Because you said you had the offers, I ain't seen them yet. And you said you're gonna give them to me. I ain't seen them yet. And I like to get a copy. I like to see them. Mr. Odom told us not to do it. And against his advice as the city clerk, you all voted to do it. You all voted to that. After he told us, don't do it. So if the clerk is telling us not to pay that kind of money, and we say we don't care what you say, because Attorney Grady said pay it, we paid it.
Jared, you said that?
More or less.
Yes, he said it. Yes, he did. No, you say what you said. Tell him you said
I
it.
just indicated that I would rather see the money go into the ground than into someone's pocket. And also the fact that the governor had told Mr. McManus, when we went to Baton Rouge, and you were all there.
Exactly right.
Part of them there. He said, he asked, who is
The
the contractor
engineer.
for
The
this project?
engineer.
And Mr. McManus raised his hand. And he walked toward him and he looked at him, he said, well, just be it known that we will take care of the
You
contract.
doggone right. I told y'all he said that. He said, Ken, don't worry about it. You're going to be taken care of. And we got in here and denied that when I brought it up. Thank
Did
you
we
for
sign a contract with McManus?
thank you. No, they had nothing to do with
So
contract.
they did services for us,
They
right?
had nothing to do with the contract. They had nothing to do with the contract.
So, here's where we are, folks.
Mr. Odom,
We
thank
have-
Mr. Odom, thank you for going on record. Don't let them do you like that.
Okay, we have
So
a
what
proper
you know, you
motion,
ought to tell it all.
we have a proper motion
They
and a
throwing
second
you under the
to,
bus.
I object.
Mr. Wells. We have a proper motion and a second to approve the letters of engagement. Mr. Wilson, you've already had 3 minutes on this particular subject. You as well, ma'am.
No, that was on the minute.
No, sir.
That, ma'am, I have not spoken on,
You talked about.
I
the-
have not
you-
spoken on
The
this
conversation came up
I have
about,
not spoken on this particular item.
conversation came up about Ethel Street and you did speak. We have a proper motion and second on the floor.
But it's not.
Is this a roll?
It's about the letters
You
of-
brought it up.
It's about the letters of engagement.
What I'm saying is, you brought it up under this item.
And
He spoke on it. He has had an opportunity to speak on this item. We have a proper motion and a second.
He
Jerome, may I
responded to
have a
your
roll call vote,
statement.
please?
But to your statement, he didn't discuss the.
Jerome, may I have a roll call vote, please?
Okay.
Let them go, Mr. Odom, throwing you under the bus.
Okay, Scott?
I did, yes.
Okay, if we ask the audience not to make any comments, then that goes for the council as well. Please.
Yeah, I did.
Scott?
Yes.
Yay. Houston?
Yay.
Harris? She's not here, right? Or is she not? Day?
Yes.
Wells?
No.
Motion carries.
Can we object?
Okay, item number 11 is review of city finances. What I asked Mr. Odom to do to put in the council packets are all of the financials for general fund, utility, and sewer fund for the entire year. There has been some issues with getting those financials when they're supposed to, so we're gonna make sure going forward that we have them when we do. I asked Mr. Odom to be prepared tonight to give a very detailed report financially for the city from July of 2024 through July of 2025. I also asked him to be prepared for questions from the council and from the audience. So at this time, Mr. Odom, you could give us a general overview and then council if you all have any questions.
Before Mr. Odom speak, can I say something, Ms. Lewis?
Absolutely.
See, this is what we're supposed to have special meetings for. Because if we're gonna dig into these finances, we just got this on Tuesday. And I wanna go through every account. See, I like to look at every account to see, because you can't really discuss finances just based on what's on paper. See, I be wanting to see where I wanna see a check that's written to someone out of every month. So in July, how many checks was written in July to a particular company? Like let's say the John Deere Track Golden Equipment Company. I want to see how many checks was written to McKinney Oil. So I want to have those things in front of me. So when we're discussing finances, I have the documentation to back up what I'm seeing on paper. So these are just numbers. So to give this to me on a Tuesday and say you want Mr. Odom to go in depth on that, that's not fair to Mr. Odom and nor to the council. Because I'm not just gonna say, okay, so that whatever. I wanna have time to properly go through this money. And then if we have checks to go along with it, to see, okay, at the police department, They spend X amount of dollars on gasoline. Let's see let's see if that lines up with what is in the finances. See, to really look at finances, we need to see bills, payment.
Is there anything else?
So, Mr. Odom, it's unfair for you to discuss finances to a council into a deep dive when we just got it on Tuesday. Because I can't properly question like I want to with half a day of looking at something.
Well, I can give an overview of what went on.
Which is what I asked you to do. Thank you very much. Thank you for your comments, Mr. Wells.
Well, at the start of this fiscal year, it brought with it about $260,000 worth of payroll that had never been paid back. And during the year, well, that's when the train began to go off the track, more or less. And during the year, we added $460,000 worth of payrolls, reimbursements to the water company.
Gerald, I'm going to stop you there because what I want you to do is, you're talking about payrolls. Payrolls from where? What fund? Whatever the case may be.
Okay, well, payroll, in other words, the main payrolls I'm talking about here are water and general fund. General fund, during this past year that we just finished, that was the bulk of the payments that went out, and very few of those payments were reimbursed to general fund. General fund had to eat it, more or less.
Who were those payments made to, Mr. Odom?
Beg your pardon?
Who were those payments? Who were those water?
Payroll, just normal payroll.
Okay.
And when the year started, the total was about $260,000. And that was what the water company owed general fund. So when you add two together, the horror is, if you want to call it that, the water company owes general fund $711,000. And you want to ask where money went, a lot of it went right there. $711,000 went to pay the payroll 26 weeks for the water company.
So you're saying the city of Tallulah paid Magnolia's employees. So
Oh, yeah, go ahead, finish.
So you're saying that we're paying the water company employees even though we have no access to the monies?
Right.
No,
Right now.
that's not what he said. No.
Right now.
What he asked you is,
Wait a minute, y'all, you gonna let Mr. Odom answer the question, you gonna answer for him?
you interrupt, so I'm
No,
interrupting.
I'm
I am in the chair, so I am
I'm
interrupting.
asking him a
I am
question.
interrupting
You
right
said-
now.
You said be prepared.
You said,
Be prepared for questions.
Right.
So I'm asking Mr. Odom a question about what he just said.
Right,
So
and you
Mr.
asked
Odom,
if-
Mr. Odom
Mr.
said.
Wells, we don't have to do
No,
this. We don't have to do this.
Let me
We
finish.
do not
So
have to
Mr.
do
Odom
this.
made the statement that we are owed $700-some thousand in reimbursements.
Right.
So I'm asking him, is he saying that the city of Tallulah still paying the water company employees?
And I was going to say, we are no longer paying Magnolia Water. Those employees are now with Magnolia. This is why I wanted you to be very detailed in what you're saying.
Well-
When you talk about payroll, make sure that you give the dates so that those questions are answered.
The Magnolia employees, or Patterson employees, we're paying for the 4 ladies in the office, and we're paying for half of Mr. Good's salary. That's what we pay.
So,
I can't see that being $700-some thousand in monies.
That is,
That is not adding up to $700,000. But see, that's why I said, let's not have the discussion, let's do it another time. So that way you can prepare him. Because right now what he just said is alarming. And so now we trying to control what he's saying. That's disturbing. To tell him what he's trying to say. He know what he's saying. So don't let him stare you down. Don't let him look at you crazy.
what not?
I don't know what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying. I'm saying the looks that you're getting. Like, how dare you say that?
That is not the look.
What is she talking about? Who I said? Did I say the name? I
We don't know who you're talking
I
about.
never said who the look was. What I'm saying is, that's why I said maybe we need to wait.
When will there be another budget committee meeting?
When we get the finances from Madison Point of Housing. We still ain't got that yet.
So in other words, you see what happened. The city was was coming along pretty good, and I felt good about it. So there were times when I may have given a little report that may have a little bit, I may have embellished a little, but I'm telling you, suddenly things began to unravel, and it unraveled so quickly you couldn't believe it. And it was just strictly this payroll pay that got in the way of it, and it just collapsed the water fund because it had to absorb all that.
Is that where the $1 million
I promise you, we're gonna look and find that $1 million.
The legislative auditors found that he's a previous
Listen,
mayor.
I'm gonna work with you. We're gonna find out what is it. So I promise you, I'm here. We're gonna try to assist you on that matter. I promise you we will.
And the auditor didn't find it. That's what I'm saying. Somebody's collating information and y'all don't see it and I'm catching it.
Okay.
That's not kindergarten.
Okay, so if we paying $750,000 and they just got everything repaired, and that's about the price that it come up to, $750,000. So the city has paid for our repairs over there. When the state had us under state emergency, right?
No,
So y'all haven't paid for our repairs over there?
no.
So payroll is based on $750,000 for paying for everybody that's working on the plant?
All we're paying right now is just.
I'm saying, but did we pay for everybody that's working on the plant and all the parts that's for the plant? Because we did pay for rehabbing of the plant, but they were taking out off our water funds.
Yeah.
So that's $750,000 just for payroll?
Yeah.
Since they been there?
Yeah. Well, it's not since they've been there.
I'm
It's
saying,
not
so we
since
actually paying for parts.
Not since the receivership.
But
We were paying for expensive items before we ever went to the receivership.
all right,
And
but
that's
still,
another thing
in on
that
the
added to-
receivership, we still spent $700,000 for the city.
Yeah.
So the parts that they redid, the aerators and everything else, so that, we paid for that. That $750,000, we paid for rehabbing of the plant.
No, not really. No, we only paid the payroll, basically. We paid for some rehab before we were put into a receivership. We paid for quite a bit then. And, the water company really hit it financially because we paid for a lot of expensive.
And we paid for everybody that was, every employee that was working besides our people from the water plant.
No, we just paid our people. We paid our people.
That's a lot of money.
This is the problem you have. When, even though the law requires us, I'm gonna leave it alone because y'all gotta figure out how y'all wanna do it. Even though the law requires us, according to the Larson Act, to have financial meetings once every month, where Mr. Odom is supposed to present financials to us. I insisted upon this council to have Mayor Phillipson and Mr. Odom to bring the bills for payment and the financials for every month in the meetings. So what we end up doing is we'll wait 3 or 4 months before we get reports. So because you don't have a consistent tracking of finances, the council never sees monies being spent, even though we are the fiduciary for the city. So the collapse is not on Mr. Odom, the collapse is on us for lack of oversight. So the citizens need to indict us for lack of oversight, because we haven't done our job as the fiduciary agent for the city. And I have told you all, we need to have Mayor Phillipson to bring the bills for payment from the previous month to the council. I've said Mr. Odom's supposed to be giving us month-to-month budget to actuals every month for 3 years. That's been cited in Laporte's audit for 3 years. Nothing has changed. So to come in tonight and say, Mr. Odom, give us an in-depth budget financial presentation tonight from July up until now is ludicrous.
So, let me tell you guys why I did this. Mr. Wells is correct. Larson Act says that the council is supposed to get monthly financials so that from month to month they know what's going on. He's absolutely correct. The reason that I put all of the information in the packets tonight was because they hadn't gotten that information. Typically, hold on, sir. Hold on. Okay. Typically, what have happened today would have been the financials for just the 1 month. But I put them all in there because I wanted the council to be able to have everything. The reason that I asked Mr. Odom to give an overview from July of 2024 to July of 2025 was to show how much money general fund was funding water, which is why we had to use so much out of our sales tax account, which is why we are very, very low on cash. That's the reason why I did that. I thought that he would be able to give you all an overview of that. It appears that maybe that cannot happen. I'm doing this because I want people to understand where we are financially. And it's important to everyone, Councilman Wells, everyone, that the people know where we are. And we have to be able to explain that. And I thought that you would be able to explain that tonight, and it appears that you're not. I'm not trying to throw you under the bus, I'm not trying to throw anybody. Hold up just 1 second, okay? What I'm saying is, at some point, we have to be able to tell the people what is going on with this money. We have to be able to explain it to them in a manner that they can understand, which is why I asked you to be prepared to give this overview. I didn't say anything about diving deep into anything. That wasn't what I said. What I said was an overview. We're not going to be able to go into everything for the last 12 months of this meeting. We're not going to be able to do it. But I think we can provide a good overview for people.
Well, I think
so that
that's
they
what I
have.
was doing when I was explaining what happened to the bonus.
I'm not sure if that happened.
This is the problem.
I'm not sure if
Well,
that happened.
I'm
Hold
gonna-
on, I'm still speaking, okay? So, what the people deserve right now is to know, last year, okay, when I was telling people the city is in the best financial shape it's ever been in. I said that, okay? To this year, where we really are not doing very well. That's a story that should be told and should be able to be told.
Right.
So that's what I wanted to happen tonight. It looks like that can't happen. So we're gonna have to come up with something. I don't know, Councilman Wells. I think I might be open to your special meeting.
Well,
You know,
that is-
hold on just 1 second, okay? I might be open to that because I want the people to get the information. So please don't feel like I'm attacking you or anything.
Well, what more would you like from me tonight? You know,
I don't think you're able to explain to them how we got from point A to point B. I don't think anybody got that.
well, I was trying to explain that we paid for a lot of equipment and we could not pay the payroll.
Right.
Because when you consider how much money we pay for equipment in the water company,
So you're saying a lot of us pay for expenses for the water
hold on.
company and doing that stuff?
For example, repairs and maintenance. This is a year-to-date named statement. $477,510. Now, out of $477,000, that is a big chunk of bite out of any kind of an organization no bigger than the water company. It was the charges like that that caused them to be unable to make their payroll. That's why we had to stay and make sure that their employees got paid. So that's how you get.
I'm sure we'll give you a chance.
So that's how you get a big payroll that allows you not to have the money to pay for your health.
So from July of last year to now, what I'm understanding, if I'm understanding you correctly.
Yeah, through May.
Okay, the majority of the money of revenue that was coming into the water department was being used to pay for expenses for water.
Yes.
Okay, because most of that money was being used for expenses, water did not have enough to meet their payroll.
Right.
So general fund was supplementing water to pay their payroll.
Yes.
Okay, and is that how we got to the $700,000 number?
That's right, because it went on. I mean, it went on for practically this whole year, the fact that we were paying the payroll for the water company, general fund was.
So we paid water payroll up for water employees up through March of this
Yeah,
year
yeah.
until they went over to.
And
Apple.
here's something else that happened, let's not forget. whenever Magnolia took it over and transferred the contract to Patterson, remember, they did not bill the water company or sewer, which would embrace sewer. They skipped the billing, bam, skipped it. And then the next billing, they billed only the flat charge. So this town, when you add all that together, this town probably lost upwards of $300,000 right there, because we weren't bid, it wasn't billed out. And they did that because they said they had to take a month to cross over, and that they would, nothing, they will not reimburse it. And so that right there was a big, that's a lot of money for a little town. And that also played into the decision.
Let me say something then. Mr. Wilson's gonna be first, Ms. Jackson, and then, Mr. McNeil. When you, talk about the items that have been paid for at the water plant, Tallulah has not paid for those since Magnolia has been here, the ground storage tank, all of those things that have been fixed. Tallulah has not paid for those. Those items were paid for by GOSEP, by the state. So Tallulah has not paid any of that. Mr. Wilson?
Okay. Mr. Odom, you said what was the $300,000 for?
That would be the billing that they did not put through, plus, for the billing for the flat rate.
And they have not reimbursed us.
I don't think it's to be reimbursed. I don't think it's to be reimbursed.
Was that for the employees the reimbursement for the employees that we had on their staff?
Yeah.
Payroll? Okay.
Wait, what?
Which say that again?
$300,000 that put us in the deficit. Was that was that a part of payroll that GOSEP is supposed to reimburse us for?
Yes.
Okay. That's an issue.
And I would just be honest with you, I think he's incorrect.
See,
What'd you say?
I think you're incorrect.
Repeat it again.
she said you think you're not true, you're not right about what you're saying. She said your answer is wrong.
Let me ask you a question. Restate the question. How much money does GOSEP owe us for reimbursement? The city of Toledo. But there is a reimbursement out there that we are due.
All I know is that we were told that GOSEP would pay the money that Magnolia did come up with. If there was all the operating charges would be paid by Patterson, and anything that was out of the ordinary would go to the state and would be paid by GOSEP.
Okay. Now, the next thing is that I've talked to the council on a number of occasions about the same issue, how the governor is strong-arming us, okay? Mr. Ola, I need one more question. Generally, how much does the water company bring in? Not the sewer, only water.
It bills out between $180,000 and $200,000 a month.
So we're looking at roughly 2.5, 2.6 a year.
Right, it's about 2.2, I think, in the budget right now.
And how many people on that payroll? That normally, not
Normally
in
it
the
would be
past?
about 13.
About 13. And that payroll is normally how much?
The payroll is a little over $2 billion. Not the payroll, the total operation.
No, just give me a
The
payroll.
payroll, I'd have to look that up. The total payroll for the year,
Yes.
I'd have to look that up.
Okay, 13 people. Okay.
Yeah, 13.
So my question is, if GOSEP is paying for these expenses with our water company, the monies that's collected, where are those funds going? And that's the $1 million question. What are they spending the money that's collected from the citizens? Where is that going? Because the governor clearly has made an agreement that, look, we're gonna pay for this project. So the collected money, where is it going? Mr. Odom has no idea. Do you have an idea, Madam Mayor?
My understanding is the revenue that's being collected by Magnolia is being used to operate the plant. Those items that are being fixed, operating the plant isn't fixing the ground storage tank. Those big ticket items, those are being paid by GOSEP, my understanding. And the revenue that Magnolia is collecting is being used to operate the plant.
This is my question.
That's correct, that's
We,
what I said.
as a city, on December 31st, we came here to a special meeting that was called. And we allocated over $1 million for parts to be paid through our ESSER funding for the plant. Have those parts that we paid for been installed at the plant?
Yes.
Okay. So, if Magnolia or GoCell is paying for the stuff that takes place out there, why are we not getting any money back? Because we lost money in the transition from the city of Tallulah to Magnolia taking over. So there's 2 months when we went out building. And so no one from the city, and that's why I really take offense to the fact that now you're saying I'm gonna solve this, I'm gonna do this. What I'm saying is, okay,
I never said I was gonna solve anything.
Well, you're saying you're trying to get this right, but the entire time you was advising the administration on how to proceed.
The entire time
So
there was an elected mayor
I'm
here
speaking.
that was supposed to be doing what he was doing.
I'm speaking.
No, because you're not.
Now, it's amazing how you want someone to be quiet while you're
because
talking.
you're not going to
So what
try
I'm-
and imply
No,
anything
I'm not going to
You're
quiet.
not
Nothing. I'm going to be
It's
direct.
not going to happen.
What I'm
It is
saying
not
is,
going to
now
happen.
you want people to be
It's
quiet
not
when
going
you're
to
talking,
happen.
but you constantly
It
do
is
that.
not
What I'm
going
saying
to
to you,
happen.
Mr. Odom, this is what I'm saying to you, Jimmy. Okay, you have not did all this by yourself. Okay, you've not done it by yourself. Ms. Lewis, Mayor Finlayson, Mr. Scott, Ms. Houston, and Ms. Day have been complicit in everything you did or did not do. So when it came down to it, they said that they will get you some help with Allen Green and Williamson. So I said, if we gotta pay all these folks for this kind of thing, then what's the point of having Mr. Odom? And so the thing came to council, well, Mr. Odom can't do everything by himself, you gotta have somebody sign off on different things. So if they're gonna say you're at fault, then they need to say they're at fault for having Allen Green and Williamson not doing what they're supposed to do. Because they hired them to assist you. They hired them. And I raised objection to all of it. But they continue to vote to allow things to stay in place like they're doing now. So when we're coming short on finances, it's not on you. I said we should be saying finances all the time. And when I ask it, Mayor Finlayson always say, Ms. Lewis, answer this question. Ms. Lewis, answer that question. So there was advice that was being given from the back. So now to sit here and say that he's not doing it. Matter of fact, I said tonight, let's put this off until another time. You said, no, I want to have it tonight.
Right.
So then he started presenting, and then we started saying stuff. Now we need to shut him down.
So we're gonna be honest about things,
I'm
okay?
not-
We're gonna be honest about things, right? We're gonna be transparent about things. The information that's given needs to be correct information. And if I see that it's not correct information, then I'm going to stop
What's
this,
not correct?
okay? So, unfortunately, I don't believe that Gerald is informing you all correctly, okay? Doesn't mean I don't love you or anything, it just means I need the information to go to the public correctly,
Give it to us, man.
okay?
So you mean to tell me we have a city clerk? So no, she stopped. So you mean to tell me we have a city clerk that has been here a long time, and you're saying he does not know how to present the finances to us correctly? I'm shocked.
Ms. Jackson?
I would like to finish my, I got interrupted by Councilman Wales, so,
All right, you guys, we're gonna give this probably about 5 more minutes, so,
do we have time limits on this meeting?
no, but we've talked about this for a very long time, we're not gonna talk about it all night.
That's what I told you.
So, are we able to make
I don't have to listen to what you said,
You have
okay?
right, you don't, and now you say I was right.
Okay, could you please be quiet? Could you please be quiet? Thank you, sir.
Are we able to make payroll on tomorrow?
Yes.
We are? Yes. Okay. So, where area are we having the financial strains?
General fund,
General fund? Okay.
both are in
I heard earlier, Mr. Odom, that, and this came from interim mayor, that, general fund was paying the water fund. Now, how in the world that happens?
Payroll, they're paying payroll. They're paying for the 4 ladies over there and half of Mr. Good's salary.
Okay, why are we paying half of Mr. Good's salary?
That was
Mr.
my
Good's a
decision.
part of the, we as a city, and we allowed Patterson, this company, to take our other employees. So why didn't they take Mr. Good's with them?
That was not my decision.
So, first of all, and I just wanna make sure you get the information, we're not paying half of his salary. We're still paying his full salary. Okay?
Mr.
Well,
Odom,
it's, all this just started, so in effect, she's right. I will bill them at the end of this month for Mr. Good's salary.
So what-
Half of it. So in effect, that's, when I said that, I meant for it to carry through as happening, but it's just now starting.
I totally understand what you're saying. So what, you guys have an agreement on the table that now that you will pay, they will pay half of Mr. Good's salary and the city will pay half.
No,
Correct?
we do not. A contract like that would have had to come before the council, and that has not come before the
Well,
council.
that's true. I mean, if you want to, yeah, I
But there is talks
Um,
now that half of salary will be paid by the city, right?
Right.
So is that not true?
There is no contract signed for us to pay half of Mr. Good's salary and for Magnolia to pay half of Mr. Good's
Is there
salary.
talks of, is there talks of?
There's a contract that has been presented. But let me tell you guys why. Let me tell you guys why, okay? Right now, Mr. Goods, the work that's being done by Magnolia is being done under Mr. Goods' license, okay? It's being done under his license. However, they want to be able to tell Mr. Goods what to do. You can't have anybody working under somebody's license and then being able to tell them what to do.
Well, I will agree with the company, and let me tell you why. And I may get some flack from this, but I don't care. I agree with Patterson to tell Mr. Goods what he should and should not be doing. Because as long as Mr. Goods been in that seat, we've had this mess of a water. And he has a level 4 license, and he hasn't produced for the citizens. And neither is Patterson producing properly either, because we are still having issues with our water.
Mr. Wilson, I'm gonna stop you now. You're past your 3 minutes. Ms. Jackson.
If I remember. I'm trying to clarify. Now, we said the 700,000, I'm thinking that we paid the employees, are we saying they need to reimburse us for the 700,000?
Yes.
Is that what we're saying?
No.
We
Okay.
would like to reimburse some. Yeah, right.
Okay, so what, do they owe us a reimbursement? Do they owe us a reimbursement? Okay, what are we doing to actively pursue the reimbursement?
Well, it's all in the midst of the process right now. I don't think all that's gonna be taken care of until some resolution has come about what's gonna be done with our water company. You know, everybody, I mean, it's very frustrating. You don't know what to do or what not to do because sometimes you're not getting enough information from them. And, so you're stymied and then you know that people are gonna be wondering what's going on. You feel stymied, you don't know exactly what to do. Decisions are changed. You know, it's been a mess.
Now, advice-wise, I think we need to actively go after that reimbursement. That's just my advice. But now,
Completely understood if that was the case. That's not the case.
Right.
Okay? Right?
What's
So,
not the case?
the $700,000 is money that we paid from general fund to cover our
Yes.
water employees, okay? Right? We had been repaid the reimbursement from Magnolia for a certain portion of time, the 8.
That is true. We finally got a payment from Magnolia of $89,000.
Not
what do
700.
they owe us? Do we know what they owe us?
So he needs to
And
say
that's all we
that,
can
because
say.
there is still a reimbursement for 700,000, Mr. Odom is saying.
Excuse
No,
me,
it's
can
not
I
paid.
just have my time?
Yes, ma'am.
So what do we know what they actually owe us? Magnolia, do we know what they owe us?
We can further refine it, but you know, it won't be a problem to do that.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying, do you all have a full understanding of what they owe us?
Oh, yeah.
Even if you can't tell me tonight.
Let's look at the dates.
Okay,
July 2024 through July 2025. Magnolia didn't even come on until March of 2025. Why would they have to reimburse us for any time prior to that? We gotta make sure we're telling the information.
I know you came on in February.
February. We still have from July of 2024 up until February of 2025. That was our expenses. They have reimbursed us for the time period that they were supposed to. They are not obligated or responsible to pay for any of that other reimbursement.
Okay, now the other thing that was said that they missed like 2 months of billing. I haven't missed paying a water bill. Now, I agree there was 1 month that the bill was like $31, but I've had to pay a water bill every month. So I'm not clear on when we missed a month. And Magnolia is saying they missed a month of billing us. Because I haven't missed a bill.
So, and I'll address that. We're gonna be having this meeting next week. Someone from the governor's office, someone from Magnolia is gonna be there. Got it written right here in front of me. 1 month, no billing. Why did that happen? 2nd month, flat rate. Why did that happen? That money is owed to us, I believe. And that's a question that needs.
I didn't miss paying a bill. That's why I'm still trying to figure out when y'all saying it's a month they put out, didn't bill. I haven't missed a bill. I've had to pay a bill, some sort of bill every month for water. So that's what's confusing me when we're saying they missed a month of billing. But I don't know if I'm the only one that has paid a bill every month. I didn't miss a bill.
My understanding is that there was 1 month where they didn't bill, okay? That could.
No, I know you wouldn't know, but they must.
No. Because I'll be honest with you.
Right.
If a bill comes, I just pay it, I will look at it, I just pay it. I couldn't tell you if we did miss a month. That's just my understanding. My other understanding is that 2nd month, that there was just a flat rate.
Well, 30 something dollars.
Right, so, that 1st month if they didn't bill, then we, okay, if they did, then we didn't get any sewer. That 2nd month, if they only bill flat, then we didn't get the proper amount of sewer that we're supposed to get. Those questions need to be asked, and they need to be asked publicly.
They do. And let me say right quickly, is the health department gonna be at the meeting on the 29th?
No.
Is it any way, can we
I'll
ask
have to
them?
look and see if
Because
someone
they're
from
saying the water is
LDH.
safe, and my pressure dropped last night to almost no water, and my water is brown just about every day. I'm getting about 4 or 5 days of a possibly clear water. It's clear, but it's not safe. But my water is brown probably 80% of the time. And I do resent the health department sending out something saying this water in Tallulah is safe to consume and use, because it's not. And even when it's clear, if you leave it in something white porcelain, it stains it. So it's not safe. So they need to be present. And can we ask them? I'm not saying you can make them, but let's ask them to be present.
Absolutely.
And right quickly, and I don't want to take up too much time, we need to try and get these people out in Tallulah to come to that meeting. Because 10 or 15 of us up there is not enough impact. It's affected everybody. Everybody needs to come and make some complaint. Because they're overbilling me and everything with this.
Attorney Jackson.
Yes.
See, this is the problem I have with the concerns you just brought up. We are well aware of everything that Magnolia has done. They sent us a letter to the city, and the citizens stating they were going to charge a flat rate. They sent that to us.
To who? The council?
The city.
Oh.
We're aware of that. So that question was never raised when it first came out. So now we want to put on a public display and say, well, we need to ask that publicly.
Absolutely.
So now, why we didn't ask that question when it first went out?
And that is a question
So
for
now,
Mayor
see what I'm saying? See what I'm
Finland.
saying?
That's who that question should
Now
go
she
to.
tell me don't talk when she's talking. And I'm talking to Ms. Jackson. But,
I'm answering your
but
question.
you're constantly interrupting other people. But you get offended when somebody interrupts you.
I don't get offended.
No, you over
I
talk.
promise you I
But you
don't.
over talk. Like you're doing now.
And like you do.
And so, but you say that's
And we can go
so
tit for
you're
tat, I can
so-
do it just like you
okay,
can.
okay. So the thing is this. So the administration is well aware of everything that Magnolia and Patterson has done. They have never objected to nothing that has taken place. We asked in several meetings to have someone from Magnolia here. They never show up. We had a water distribution a problem when the pipe busted. We had a leak. The city of Tallulah sent out the notice, and I'm proud we did that. I said, why is the city sending out information about a water leak when Magnolia is over the water plant? Why they didn't send a notification? So they're getting our monies, but we're still operating like it's our plant. They should have sent a notification. It's still our plant. What I'm saying is they have control of the finances. So if they have control of the finances and we never see it, then anytime there's an issue with water, Magnolia should be the one responding to us. Magnolia is the one sending the orders out to cut the folks' water off if they don't pay a sewer bill. So how can we get them to do that? But we can't get them to come to a meeting and answer citizens' questions. So we want to wait till the state representatives, state senators come. Now we're going to ask some questions, put it on the show. Do that when ain't no crowd around.
Yes, sir.
Have them to come when there's no cameras going to be going. I've been asking for long. Why Magnolia can't show? Well, we call them. They say they can't come. But we can reach out to them and tell them and get contracts signed to turn the citizens' water off if they don't pay sewer. And I really think that's illegal. Because if I pay my water bill, how you going to turn my water bill off if I don't pay my sewer? That's our fault if we allow them to separate the bills like that. So then I got to pay a reconnect fee to get my water back turned on when I already paid the bill. So there's a lot of questions I have. But they have no problem. They don't ask them no kind of questions. So they signed off on saying Magnolia turn these folks' water off, even if they paid it. We hadn't said nothing that the governor or these people proposed. I'm glad Mr. Odom said what he said tonight. The statement was made, Ken, you're going to be taken care of. He made that statement.
Oh, I'm not agreeing with
When I came back and said that, they said I was not telling the truth. When I said the governor stated in the meeting that he was for consolidating with the neighboring water company, they said I was not telling the truth. But he said in the meeting, but I pulled the email what was sent by the mayor that that's what he said. So we have never told Magnolia to do nothing for us. We told the attorney, go to Magnolia to see if they'll provide this in-kind service to us. She never went to him. Never went to him. But she made sure Ms. Dave brought the doggone contract back up to cut our water off. And Ms. Dave probably made the reconsideration.
that was passed.
Wow.
Yes, they passed. We defeated the first time. So she came back and brought it back up. Ms. Day said, I'll make a motion to reconsider. Even the guy, the legislative order said reconsideration has to be done at that meeting. Which is what the law says. She told them, no, they ain't supposed to happen. I said, yes, it is.
Okay.
So what's supposed to happen? Oh.
Yeah.
So what I said, when you have
What's going to happen now?
you have to rescind,
We're
what I
gonna
said
move
was
on
you have
to
to
the next
rescind the
item.
vote.
We're
that
going
happened.
to move
So
on
what
to the
begins to
next
happen
item.
is this.
The next item on the agenda
We have
is the
never
mayor's
tried to make
report.
Magnolia be
Okay.
responsible for nothing. Never. She did all along.
Councilman
We have
Wells.
never made Magnolia be responsible for nothing. Never.
You can't adjourn the meeting, it has to be a vote. You can't do that. You cannot adjourn the meeting.
Let them show their incompetence.
No.
Let them do that.
That's
So
against
now
the law.
So now let's see how they operate. So we point out where we messing up at.
So you guys, y'all need to chill out and get together. This thing is what all over. It is. I watch y'all all the time up here. Clowning. What it is, it's a clown show. It's sad. No respect. No respect. And y'all claim to be